What you see here is people quietly quitting. Youngsters in China, completely stressed out by a culture of extremely hard work with very little reward, have highlighted the need for a lifestyle change. They're lying flat. What does that mean? Well, there is a trend that's currently doing the rounds with a hashtag. It's a censored hashtag called Tangpin, and it means lie flat. What that essentially means is that people have decided they're not going to burn themselves out, put in the extra hours at work, but instead do just about what's enough, do how much you're paid for. And quietly quitting, that's now popular, possibly has its origins in this hashtag. So what exactly is quiet quitting? It's not like the name suggests. It has nothing to do with quitting your job at all. What it essentially means is you do just about enough, how much you're paid for, and you do just that. You don't do more, you don't do less either. So that is what quiet quitting is all about. This comes as one is essentially considering a perfect work-life balance. While some want to set boundaries, ensure they have enough time to spend at home with their families, others don't want to be identified by what they've achieved in the workspace, don't want to be identified by their careers alone. As every generation enters the workplace, they bring in, of course, new trends, new habits. One realizes essentially that having a job isn't all fun and games. It involves a lot of stress, it involves a lot of hard work, and a lot of responsibility. The term quiet quitting essentially took off on TikTok. It became immensely popular, and videos like this started doing the rounds.
When an employee only does what's required, it's called quiet quitting. No, it's called doing your job. If I'm supposed to go above and beyond, then so should my pay. Don't expect something for nothing, right?
But some experts say that this is just a misnomer for actually setting healthy boundaries for yourself at work and refusing to be exploited by your employer or being used essentially as free labor. While quiet quitting does seem to be doing the job, on the flip side, some say you'll never succeed at work with that mindset. We all know it takes going that extra mile to actually be successful in your workplace. So they say that this kind of a quiet quitting concept or a trend doesn't really work. Some people also say and consider it to be lazy, to be disloyal, and potentially indicative of an overall downward spiral in work productivity. It's also very, very important to highlight that this quiet quitting concept and this trend is currently doing the rounds almost 1 year after we've seen remote working, work from home, hybrid working structures, where work culture essentially has fundamentally changed for all of us. It's increased the number of hours employees are working, particularly when they're sitting at home. Americans working at home, for instance, spent almost 3 more hours than they would sitting at their desk. Remote work has also introduced some very novel concepts, such as Fridays off, digital meetings, of course, completely virtual meetings, and very flexible work hours. And after experiencing all of the benefits of all of these new concepts, for obvious reasons, employees and workers may find it difficult and may be hesitant to return to the old norm, to what was the old normal. According to Deloitte's 2022 Global Gen Z and Millennial Survey, while older workers tend to actually favor the rise and grind mentality, it's the younger generation that's triggering all of this change and all of these thought-provoking concepts. They're more concerned about a balanced lifestyle. They're also more motivated primarily by money, by finances. But there are some downsides. Slacking off at work means that someone else has to pull up their socks and ensure that they compensate for anyone else who's quietly quitting. And then, of course, there is the thought about how it affects companies as well. Employees, by being disengaged at work, actually cost the global economy $7.8 trillion. And this is just from the productivity that was lost because of the lesser work hours. Now, quiet quitting isn't exactly here to say. Many experts say that it could be short-lived, but what it does do is it starts off a very, very healthy and much-needed debate about where people draw the lines and how employees now are saying enough is enough, ensure that we get our due rights.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.